Alright, so this video is just a very brief video to show how to make a composite graphic in Photopea using a background photo and a transparent graphic that you already created, probably by removing a green screen background. Okay, so here are a couple examples of what a composite graphic might look like or be able to do. This photo of myself I took against a green screen background, removed the green screen as best I could, and overlaid on top of a Star Wars poster to create the effect of being attacked by Darth Vader, about to have my head chopped off with his lightsaber. And this one over here is as if I'm the Jack Black character or teacher of the movie School of Rock, or the band of the students in School of Rock. All right, so this is just a couple of examples of lots of different things you can do with this technique and concept. So here's how to do it using Photopea. Okay, first of all, this assumes that you've already taken a picture and made it a transparent graphic by removing the background. And now what we need to do is overlay that on top of some other photo that you choose. Get Photopea ready, and don't choose any of these. There's two different ways you can do it. So first of all, let's say you need to look for the background photo you want to use. So we will just do a Google search on some background. Let's say that we want to put ourselves in front of the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so we'll search Google for Eiffel Tower, click on Images, okay, and start browsing through the results for a possible image to use. Let's see about this one. So you're going to have mixed results, okay? I would recommend going to the Visit button. Some photos will allow you to open them in a graphics editor or to save on your computer. Others won't on the web, so just kind of have to use trial and error. All right, this one I went and visited the site. I right-clicked with my mouse, and I'm looking at the options. I have a save as. Let's see if that's going to be the photo. Now see, that's the whole web page. That's not what I want. I want to download just the photo, or save just the photo. And it's not going to let me do that here. So let's see, maybe I can open just the photo. No, there's no way to grab just the photo. You could use a screenshot tool. Like I have Awesome Screenshot installed in my web browser, and I could select just this part of the page and grab it like that, and then save that to my computer. Okay, if you have a screen capture tool that you are familiar with and you need to grab the photo that way, you can do that. But let's just look for a different image. Now remember that photos and other media can be copyrighted, and you shouldn't use it for any kind of public or commercial purpose if it's copyrighted, but just for an educational project, it's okay to use. Let's see, this one I can't really find that photo the way I want to find it. Let's see, that's a similar one. Let's see if that one works. Okay, now here we go. Let's do Open Image in New Tab, because one thing I want to be careful of is, you see here how small the image is, and I don't want a graphic that small. So open it in the New Tab to see the original photo. And this is a nice big photo. And if I right click on it now, it'll allow me to save it to my computer. If I do Save Image As, it'll save to my computer. And I would just give it an appropriate name. 68_1.jpg is not a great name, so I'd probably change that to EiffelTower.jpg. Or in Photopea, one neat thing you can do is you can simply use the image's address. So copy image address is one way to open it up in Photopea. Let's try that. Okay, so I'll go to File, Open More, and Open From URL. I'll just paste the URL into a new project and click OK. All right, there we go. Now if you do it as a new project without creating a project first, you won't have any trouble with the size of the background or the canvas or that sort of thing. So that's the way I recommend you do it. Okay. Now if you had saved that image to your computer, which would be a good idea, you would want to do over here, like I said, save image as, save it to your computer with an appropriate file name that makes sense and you can remember. Then go in Photopea, File, Open, ... and then browse to it on your computer. Okay. But now I've got that. You can see here I have one layer. It's called Background. This is the Layers panel, which we haven't talked about too much yet, but it's going to start becoming important. So just like in Google Slides or any presentation software, you can layer things one on top of another. You can also layer things as you're creating a graphic. All right, so the first or bottom layer we want is our image of the Eiffel Tower, or for you, whatever image you're going to use as your background in this composite photo. And then the second layer is going to be your green screen photo, your transparent PNG. So we'll go to File, Open and Place. Okay, now if you do just open, it's going to create a second graphic that you're working on. Okay, and they'll be in two separate canvases. And right here, you'll see another tab open over here, and there'll be two different tabs, just like if you have two different tabs in your Chrome browser. Okay, that's not what you want. You want to open your transparent PNG inside of this canvas. So to do that, we choose Open in Place. Then we navigate to our transparent PNG. There's my PNG version right there. Mr. B, green screen removed, PNG. I'll open that. And there we go. I am on top of the Eiffel Tower, but I'm way too big, right? I need to be scaled down so that we can see the Eiffel Tower. And to do that, I can use these little nodules on the edges of the graphic. And you see, by the way, that in our layers panel, we now have a background layer on the bottom and the green screen transparent PNG in the layer on top of that. So I'm going to resize this. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and use one of the corner nodules. That will ensure that I don't get stretched out of proportion and look really skinny or really fat. I'll look the way I should look normally in real life. And I'll scale myself down to an appropriate size that makes sense for what I'm intending to do with this photo. You know, if I had really been trying to do an excellent job and I had the idea of the Eiffel Tower in mind beforehand, I probably would have had my arms and my whole body in the picture so that it didn't look like I had an arm amputated. But I'll just put myself over in a corner to minimize that effect, and maybe make myself a bit bigger. Oh, that's kind of fun. All right, now this box is being displayed because I have the transform tools on, and I can just turn those transform tools off underneath the move tool. So if I switch to the move tool and turn off the transform controls, I can get a preview of what my graphic will look like. All right, if I want to play with the sizing anymore, I can turn them back on. I can also rotate the image. So, you know, if for some reason rotation makes sense for the graphic you're trying to create, you can just hover your mouse over one of the nodules on the edges instead of the corners. Oh, it does work on the corners too. And then click and hold as you rotate it around. I kind of like mine just like it is. Try to get it back straight. There we go. And get it the way you want. And we're done. Now we need to save it as a PNG so that we can use it in other graphic situations, like to put on a web page or in a document or something like that. So I'll go File, Export as PNG, and then you can see it's all there. You just have to scroll around to get it because it's zoomed in really close. Okay, and I wouldn't change any of the quality, make it 100% and so forth, and then save. All right, now here it is, and I can open it up to see it in another viewer, my end result, and make sure that it looks good, and that looks great. So then I would just submit this photo to the Google Classroom to turn it in for my assignment, or add it to whatever document or web page or whatever other media I was wanting to include it in.